The wedding that never was. Zainab stood in front of the mirror, wearing a soft beige bridal dress, her hands trembling slightly as she pinned the last clip into her hijab. She was not a young bride. At 41, she was a widow, a mother of 2 girls, and a woman who had buried her dreams once before, on the day her husband died in a road accident 5 years ago. She had not expected another chance at companionship. But fate, it seemed, had given her one. A distant cousin of a neighbor had sent a proposal. He was divorced, childless, and looking for someone who understood life. He knew Zainab was a widow. He even knew she had children. Or so she thought. The wedding was modest, just close family and a few friends. But moments before the nikah, something changed. The groom's aunt whispered something to his ear. He looked shocked, then furious. The murmurs spread like wildfire. "She has a toddler? I thought her children were grown. She's already pregnant. This one is barely 2. The word stabbed into Zainab's spine like ice. That toddler was her youngest daughter, barely a few months old when her husband died. The timing was misunderstood, twisted, and turned into an accusation. "She lied to us," someone hissed. "She should have said she was still carrying a child when her husband died." No one asked for the truth. No one cared that the child was born months after her husband passed. The groom refused to continue. "This isn't what I agreed to," he said coldly. And just like that, the room emptied. Zainab stood silent, rejected, not for who she was, but for what she carried. A child. A symbol of love and loss. A piece of her past that others called shame. She went home alone that night, her daughters by her side. Her youngest asked, "Mama, was that man supposed to be my new papa?" Zainab didn't answer. She couldn't. The man who knocked twice. 3 weeks later, just as life began to settle into silence again, a knock came at her door. It was Yasser. He lived a few streets away. A quiet man. 38. Hard-working. Kept to himself. Everyone in the neighborhood knew he was honest and kind, but too shy to ever approach anyone. Zainab opened the door cautiously. He looked nervous. In his hand, a small packet of sweets for the girls. In his eyes, something deeper. "I heard what happened," he said softly. "If you don't mind, may I come in for a moment?" They sat in the front room. Her daughters peeked shyly from behind the curtain. "I know it's not my place," Yasser began, "but I wanted to say I'm sorry for how they treated you." "I've been meaning to say this for a long time." Zainab looked at him, puzzled. "I've seen you walk your daughters to school, carry groceries, do everything alone, with dignity and love. That's rare and beautiful." She lowered her gaze. "I'm not rich. I don't have much. But I would be honored if you'd consider marrying me." Zainab blinked. "You know I have 2 daughters, Yasser." "I know. They're not just extra baggage. They're everything to me." "They'd be everything to me too," he said. It was the first proposal she had received without judgment, without hesitation, without conditions. They married quietly a week later. No loud music, no guests, no photos. Just vows spoken in sincerity. Yasser didn't treat Zainab's daughters as stepchildren. From day one, he called them Mary Bityan, my daughters. He made their lunchboxes, helped with homework, waited outside school gates. One night, the younger one curled up next to him and asked, "Can I call you Baba?" He held her close, his voice thick with emotion. "Only if you want to. But know this, I already see you as my own." Years passed. The girls flourished. Zainab healed. And Yasser, he was never just a replacement. He was a choice. A protector. A father, not by blood, but by heart. Moral: sometimes, the people who love us most aren't the ones who arrive first. They're the ones who arrive when no one else stays. And sometimes, a real father is simply the man who never lets your child feel fatherless again.